Well, Adam, Jade, I guess you could say I'm here at a miniature version of Granite Peak, as we've not gotten enough snow where we can stack mounds of snow like this up in parking lots. And just as I've created lemonade out of lemons by creating a little chair for myself, so have others in different ways. Well, as you can see, there's been some snow this winter here in Rhinelander, but not as much as other years. That's meant a lot of unused sand, even more unused salt, and snowplows stuck in the garage. When you say that people are skiing down Granite Peak in early March, that is not surprising. But if you couple it with people golfing just down the road, that's raised quite a few eyebrows this winter. And this is Isak Dinesen live in Stevens Point, known unofficially this weekend as the trivia capital of the world. We're only 20 minutes into 54 consecutive hours of trivia goodness. New tonight at 10, I'll take you through the festivities that started this whole thing, and I'll have how you can play along. Well, Adam, Jade, a few high-ranking officials from the Department of Public Instruction came to Wausau today with a clear message. Teachers are being overworked, underpaid, and are leaving the profession at an alarming rate.
We're also tracking several school district questions throughout the area.
News 9's Isak Dinesen has been monitoring these numbers closely, and he joins us live from our newsroom with what we know right now.
Well, Eric, Melissa, some of these results have been pouring in over the last hour and even the last 20 minutes or so, but there is still a lot to be decided for districts across our area. One race we've been tracking is over in Abbotsford, the district there asking for $17 million to be used for facility improvements and renovations. So far, only 15% of the precincts reporting at last check. This is seeing a majority denial at just under 200 votes tallied so far. Stevens Point is also has a question on their ballot. They're asking for a total of $14 million to be spread out over 2 years. This one is still far from being called, as only 81 votes are in, but the no votes currently hold the early advantage. Now, just into our newsroom here, Rhinelander's referendum question is leaning yes. Shawano's district referendum, only 23% of the precincts are reporting that is trending no. These results are still unofficial. We'll have more updates coming later in the newscast.
Update on that breaking news we've been following out of Wisconsin Rapids. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Melissa Langben. Police now confirming within the last hour that the suspect is in custody. News 9's Isak Dinesen is live on the scene. And Isak, what are you learning tonight?
Well, Melissa, I'm standing here outside the Sonico building here in Wisconsin Rapids at the intersection of Fremont and 10th. And about an hour ago, this place was considered a heavily active scene. But now, as you can see behind me, there's hardly anybody here, law enforcement or otherwise, here. Now, about an hour ago, they just about packed up and left. About a half hour ago, I should say. All this had stemmed from a traffic chase. A couple weeks ago, I was told by the deputy chief here in Wisconsin Rapids Police, this was a couple weeks ago, a chase had taken place in Marathon County. They had traced that person back to a residence somewhere in this area, and then they had located them. They were in their residence. They had apparently found out that there were guns inside. There were no. I was not told if there were any shots were fired during this exchange here. However, they were able to negotiate peacefully, and that suspect is now in custody. We'll have more information to share coming up tonight at News 9 at 10, as well as reaction from bystanders.
While those who have been on the honor flight agree, it is a long and emotional day, and for many, those emotions are the greatest when they get back home. News 9's Isak Dinesen has a closer look at what it means for veterans to get that proper welcome home.
Here at Central Wisconsin Airport, it's not just where the honor flight experience starts, it's also where it ends. And for multiple veterans I spoke with, there's just something about seeing this whole space here light up with cheers that makes the whole thing worth it. Just listen. This is the sound of a community that cares about its veterans. But it's not a sound many Vietnam veterans heard when they originally returned from war.
I was spit on, I was sworn at, everything imaginable.
A lot of us were spit on, you know, when we came back.
They say that was just because they merely served in the military.
We didn't start that war. We were sent there and did what we were supposed to do, you know.
So for those that go on the Never Forgotten Honor Flight, those negative feelings surrounding their service often become flipped.
When people would finally say, thanks for your service, and my mind was always, where the hell were you 50 years ago when I really needed you? And I was coming back out of combat, wounded in a body cast. We got off the plane in Reagan Airport. It brought tears to my eyes, people cheering about me.
But once you get off that second flight, he says something inside you goes away.
It was like there was a nasty black hole in your soul, and this just automatically just squeezed it to death, and it was gone. And I've never had that feeling since then.
When you see little kids when you get off the plane, either in Washington, D.C. or here in Mosinee, and little kids are saluting you, how great is that, right?
And not only is it often a touching feeling in the moment, it sticks with you.
I'm still thinking about it every day, and some days it really brings a tear to my eye. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
That's what helps keep these honor flights going, sharing stories, earning closure, and creating memories.
Now this greeting is just wonderful. They love you, they appreciate you, and you love them back, and it's taking care of this one black mark. And that's what the honor flight does.
Reporting for News 9, I'm Isak Dinesen.
New at 10, an area youth wrestler with special needs recently had a moment he'll never forget.
He earned 2 victories while competing in Mosinee, and his opponents wanted him to have the wins. For more on these displays of sportsmanship, here's News 9's Isak Dinesen.
Meet Jay, a 7th grader with a big passion for wrestling.
Are they your buddies?
Yeah.
One of his buddies, Miles, just happened to be an opponent on the wrestling mat in recent weeks.
I went to Everest for a little section of the year for about 2 months, and I met him there, and we talked a little bit, and I've seen him all throughout wrestling.
During a meet in Mosinee, Miles represented his new school while also lending a hand to Jay. Jay was able to pin Miles, giving him a win to his delight.
Just the reaction that he had when he won was heartwarming. It was amazing.
In that same event comes Nathan, a 5th grader from Amherst, in his first year wrestling. He's also given a chance to step out there and battle Jay.
One of the coaches explained the situation to me from DC Everest, asked me if I had anyone that would be a good match, and I pointed out Nathan would be a great match.
Through a separate act of humility, Nathan gives Jay a 2nd win by pin.
I really wanted to win because I haven't won, because I'm not really that good at wrestling, and I haven't won a match all year. But to see his face and how happy he was, it's just so much better than getting a win.
For a place like Amherst, winning is often what puts you on the map in the realm of Falcon athletics. But what Nathan did on the mats might have shown more character than in any win.
I might get a win next year. I might get a win the year after that. But I might never get a chance to make someone's life much better.
Both Nathan and Miles say it's a moment Jay might always remember, and it proves anyone can get value out of athletics.
I think it's super important for him to have it because the sport of wrestling has a bunch of highs and a bunch of lows, but those highs feel amazing, and I'm super happy that he could have some of those.
Isak Dinesen, News 9 WAOW.